All right, hello and welcome. Thanks for watching the video. My name is Brooks Hitsfield with 7 Sons in GrazeCart. And what we're going to do is a little over-the-shoulder process. I got my screen recording going here, and we're going to just walk through creating a homepage or website using GrazeCart's website builder. So I think it's, what inspired me to create this video is the fact that whenever we try a new website tool or app, it's really easy to get overwhelmed by all of the features and the gadgets that we throw at you right away. And sometimes it just feels like this is, it's easier just to not even get started than to figure this all out, which is unfortunate because we've spent a lot of time in GrazeCart building tools that make it very simple to design your website. There's no coding required. You just upload photos, fill in the blanks. And, a lot of times it's really just seeing the process and having a plan. So that's the goal of this video. You're going to watch me create a website, and hopefully you're going to come out of this and say, that's not that hard. I can do that. So to get started, what we're going to do is if you go to our website at grazecart.com, go ahead and download the 5-step website message builder. Okay, this is going to be your best friend throughout the entire process. It's just a little free resource. If you can't find it on our website, send us an email. We'll send it to you. But it's a free resource that we created that talks about the 5 most important things and elements that you need to have included on your website. Okay, now obviously there's more than just 5 that you can include, but these are the 5 things that you definitely don't want to leave out. And go ahead, take some time to read this. We're not going to get into it today for the sake of time. The last 2 pages here, though, act as a worksheet where you just answer some questions that are framed in a way that your answers to these questions can really end up becoming the words and the messaging that you implement into your website. So take some time, print this out. I printed out a copy here. That way we can walk through this when we create a test website. But fill this out, take some time to do it because the words that you use on your website are so much more important than the time that you put into a fancy design, because people only buy things after they read words that inspire them to take action and to make a purchase. So take some time with this. You want to make sure that your answers are kind of concise, because it's really easy to overwhelm people with too much online, because the online shopper has a very short attention span. And we talk about a lot more of those principles in the rest of this document, so make sure you read the whole thing. But this is a tech video, so we're going to really just look at the tech aspect to leave you with some confidence to know how to implement your message onto your website. So this is a test site I have. I use it for training and different things. But if you're in the trial period, you probably see something that looks a little bit more like this. But we're basically starting at the same point. I have already added my logo. I've changed some colors and some fonts and different things like that, which you can do so as well by going to edit theme if you're already logged into your admin here. But we have a separate video that walks through that, so go ahead and check it out. We want to edit the home page, so I'm going to click edit page right here, and that'll take me straight to my home page where I can start manipulating the content on here. So all the pages in GrazeCart are built up of what we call widgets. So there's these predefined like design templates that you just add your photos, you fill in the blanks with your messaging, and then the design's already taken care of for you. So this is what makes the process really very simple. And I'm just going to go ahead and walk through the worksheet I filled out here. The first thing, you want to make sure your site passes what we call the 5-second test. Okay, and that's really, the 5-second test is the ability to answer 3 questions that are most likely to be on your customer's mind as soon as they land on your website, and hopefully you can answer these questions in just 5 seconds. Those questions are, what is it that you offer? What's in it for me? And what's the next step I need to take to buy it? Again, we want to make sure our answer is really concise, because if we can capture their attention and hook it right away and keep them on our website more than 5 seconds, the chances that we keep them on the website for maybe 5 minutes or more increases dramatically. So this is all about planting seeds and making them curious. So I'm going to go ahead and my answer to this first question on the worksheet, what do you offer, is going to be ethical meats delivered. Okay, so I'm not just saying what I offer, I'm also putting that hint in there that I offer the service of delivery, so I'm qualifying it a little bit further. There's a subheading text. So to make changes, you click on the different elements and it'll take you to where you can start adding in your own text and words. I'm going to put a family farm. So this is answering the question on the worksheet, what is it that I offer? What's in it for your customer? So I like to qualify it here in the subheading text, but you can also do it in the heading as well. A couple other things you can do here. You can change your font size. You have some text styles and colors that you can manipulate. This call to action button, that's going to answer the third and final question: what's the first step I need to take to buy? So leaving that call to action button there, lets that online visitor know right away. This is a website where they offer what I want. I know what's in it for me, and I also can buy products on this website. So you don't want to ever leave that thought up to assumption for your customer. Next widget, we want to answer or add the element of agitating your customer's problem. I'm just reading this off the worksheet here, but you want your site to have some aspect of speaking to the problems and the pain points that your customers face when it comes to having the lack of your product. So here you want to figure out what is that problem for your customer and just agitate it. So really, I say you just want to make it hurt. So the idea is for them to read this and for it to resonate. Yes, that's my problem. These guys get it first. So I've actually included some copy here. Instead of writing this all out on the worksheet, I have some of it here on a notes folder. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this. And again, I'm using the text header widget here where it has kind of a heading message that I add up here and then a subtext right below. So I paste those into there. This appearance block determines like kind of the centering and just the different design aspect of it. Like I can add some more padding here to the top to just add some more space between the previous widget, and I can change the text color and whatnot, but I like the way it looks right now. All right, moving on to keep this going, the next thing you want to do is provide your customer a plan. Okay, so here you want to really just break down, no matter what time of year it is and how your customers are buying from you, you want to try and break down your ordering process into 3 simple steps. A lot harder said than done, and it's really almost more of a business model than just a change to your website. It took us a long time before we were able to explain our business in just 3 steps. So I want to do this by using this How It Works widget here. So I clicked the How It Works widget, and that added it to my page. It gives me 3 little simple steps here where I can kind of explain this. And again, let's see, I have this already written out. I'll just copy and paste it into the message box here. So that's step 1. You can also, this is really cool, you can change the icon. So by default, it just shows 1, 2, 3 here above the messages. But you can change this to kind of have a cool, fancy icon to kind of more represent your processes. So I'm just going to leave them the way they are for now. I might change some of these. There we go. Just for example's sake. Head back to go and manipulate step 2. Okay, I like the way that works, that looks. And fourth thing you want to include on your website is an element of social proof. Okay, so people don't normally like to be the first ones to do business with somebody. Okay, so social proof can be testimonies. It can be a product or an unboxing video that you maybe have one of your customers do for you. You know, if you go to Amazon.com, before you buy that product, most of the time you're probably scrolling down to read the reviews. So that's what social proof is. And we created this widget called Testimonials. And it allows you to be able to add a customer testimony or review onto your website, and it kind of frames it in a nice little design here. So I'm just, when you're trying to collect reviews, the first place to go if you've already been in business is to just go to your websites or your company's Facebook page, or maybe your Google page if anyone's left you any Google reviews, and just pull public reviews that people have left you from there. Obviously, you can message your customer and let them know that you'd like to use the review on your website. 99% of the time, everyone's going to think that's quite all right. So I'm just going to, for the sake of the test here, I'm going to our reviews on our website at sevensons.net. We're just going to copy and paste some of these onto this testimony widget. So I just want to show you guys how this works. If I click on it here, this is where I can add what the customer said. I put in the customer's name down in the attribution field. And here we are. Oops. All right, and I think it's always nice to add the location as well. It just makes it more personable when you can put that qualifying information in there. And it's also, whenever you can, if you can get a photo from whoever left you the review, it just adds that nice personal touch So I'm just going to add that in here to show you guys how this looks. And there, oops, that did not happen right. Okay, add cover photo. I'm just going to upload this. That's how this works. Okay, one more time. We will add this right here. And for these next two, I might just fast forward this for you guys because you get the point. But you just keep adding these testimonies by clicking add here, and it kind of lines them all up in a nice fashion. So. And our service. So that is social proof. And just going back here, if I can speak to this real quick, when you're looking for reviews, try to get different reviews or testimonies that speak to objections that's really common for your customers to have. So if people feel anxious, if you ship meat and people get anxious about the delivery process and your ability to keep it frozen, find a review where someone talks about how, like this right here, this customer says it's 100 degrees outside and my package arrived completely frozen. Great customer service and products. Okay, so if I had that concern or that objection, this is going to help break that down for me. So you might want to be a little more intentional to thinking about, make reviews aligned with the objections that your customers have. So the final thing, fifth and final thing you want to make sure you include on your website is a lead generator. Okay, so this is a little bit more advanced into some email marketing practices. So we're not going to get granular, but basically a lead generator is it's the process of exchanging something valuable that your website visitor might want in exchange for their email address. Okay, so when you think about in the past, the way we've always tried to get emails on our website was to just ask people to sign up to our newsletter. Hey, if you want farm updates, sign up to our newsletter. And in today's world, that used to work, but in today's world, people get spammed with so many different emails all day long and as advertisements. People are really reluctant to give out their email addresses in today's world. So if you can give them something valuable in exchange for that, they're going to be much more likely to convert or participate. So to add this into your website, just think about what's something valuable that you might already have. Maybe it's a piece of content like a special recipe or a meal prep guide. On our website at sevensons.net, if I can find this, we offer a free online virtual tour to anyone who's, right down here, anyone who wants to get to know our farm better. They can take our free online virtual farm tour. All they have to do is enter their email address. So that's what we want to do. So for the sake of this video, we also created this ultimate steak guide, buying guide a couple years ago. So if you have a blog or you've created content over the years, you can take a lot of time to create and craft a really effective lead generator. But just to get started, maybe go back and look through things that you already have that you might be able to repurpose as something valuable to exchange for an email address. So to add this into your homepage, I like to use a banner widget. Let's see, where's that at? Right here. A banner widget. Oops. For some reason, I added it to the top, but we'll move this around. And I have some text that speaks to, that compels people to want to download this resource. So it's the Ultimate Steak Guide. We have a subtext here that we can help quantify or let's see, inspire people to download. So that looks a little wordy. So I spread out, if I can have this subheading width here where I can spread out the copy a little bit. That looks a little better. I do want to take away this button because I'm not asking them to shop the store. I want them to download the lead generator. I also want to change this background image. So if I just click on the background here, I can remove the photo and add a new photo. I actually already have something uploaded that'll work just fine. I want to change this a little bit as far as the position here. Okay, that looks all right. A lot of times when you use these banner widgets here, it's nice to kind of add a darker background tint to add some contrast to your text, so that way it just is easier to read. That's a big tip. I see people forget to do this, and we forget to do it a lot as well. But that looks good. Let's see. Something I want to do is take away some of the padding here. Yeah, let's bring this down. That way we don't have so much space. Maybe 75 or even 50. Okay, that looks a little bit, yeah, that looks better. Okay. And then to actually give them the ability to add in their email address, well, real quick, let me see if I can move this banner down to, we want it down at the bottom below, oops, yeah, below the testimonies. Okay, I usually put this at the bottom of the website because you really want people to be more inspired to visit your shopping page and to buy from you. But if they're not ready to do that yet, they get to the bottom and they see a compelling resource, then they might at least give you their email address. Then you can follow up with them and help build a relationship with them and hopefully create a customer over time. So to give them the ability to add their email address, there's a lot of different ways you can do this, and if you're getting serious about email marketing, you should really use a dedicated email marketing service like MailChimp or Drip is what a lot of our clients use. But if you're just getting started, that's fine. You can just use our built-in newsletter form sign up here, and that'll just add people to your GrazeCart account. It'll put their email address in there. And then you can just manually follow up with anyone who enters in their email address and give them the resource guide that you promised. So a couple of things, you can edit the text here, like, send me the guide. Okay, and I want to take away some padding here because I want to make sure that people know that this is related to that banner that's right above. So that looks good right there. So kind of gotta, once you get the images in here, you get your copy in here, you kind of want to tweak some of this to just clean it up, make it look a little more visually appearing. I like to add about a little more extra padding on some of these. Something else you might find beneficial to add to your website is a little sampling of your selection that you offer. So what does your product offering look like? Do you offer grass-fed beef, pastured pork, poultry? And we built a widget specifically to help you do that. It's called the What We Offer widget, so it's how fitting. So what this will do is you can just add photos in here and some heading text to help explain this. All right, we got all the photos added in here, so that looks nice. Again, really when it comes to a well-designed homepage, your product photography is going to have one of the biggest impacts. So make sure if you have someone in your family or someone who can take great photos, make sure you tap into that skill set. It's definitely beneficial. Let's go to the homepage and take a look at how this looks from a customer standpoint of view. That's pretty much the video, those guys. Hopefully that leaves you with a little bit more confidence for attacking this on your own for your website. Gives you a better idea of how those widgets can be used. You have the worksheet here, the 5-step website message builder. Spend some time with that. Make sure you get your messaging on point to where it resonates with your ideal customer and gets results. So I like the way this looks, and if you get it to this point, guys, you're definitely in a much better position than 95% of the other farms out there who are marketing on the internet. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this beneficial. If you have any questions, feel free to reply to the email if this came through the email there, or send us a message. So thanks a lot. Take care.